Hey there, Scorpio. It's Ashley. We're going to do your eclipse bonus. So, I recommend you check out the description box below. I'm listing all of the lunations that are taking place during eclipse season. So, eclipse season is from November 4th. So, we had that Scorpio new moon. And then it's actually going to last until January 2nd, which is when we have the Capricorn new moon. But of course, we have two eclipses that take place during that time. And if you're interested in the astrology piece of it, I put the houses that are impacted for you down below, and I also put a website where you can go and get a free chart so that you can see what your rising sign is if you don't know what that is. So when I talk about the houses, it's going to apply to the rising sign. So you can certainly watch your sun sign. You might find that there's some info that comes through on those readings for you, but the most literal translation of what's coming in is going to show up in your rising sign as far as houses and that kind of thing. So I'm going to get all the cards laid out here, and then we will get into your reading. We're going to do a Celtic cross and look at a couple of themes that are showing up for you during this eclipse season. Okay. And I'm trying to make sure we're mostly on camera there. Okay, bottom of the deck we have the Queen of Swords. So some clarity, could certainly be dealing with an air sign here. Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Could also be some clear-cut decisions being made. Sometimes that Queen of Swords can represent an X for me. We're going to find out here what's going on for you. Alright, so Scorpio, we have the beloved. So clearly a recognition of source in someone else. So this could be certainly a romantic relationship here where you are recognizing the divine in someone else. This could also be, having that recognition in a friend, a child, a complete stranger, right? Essentially, the term namaste is when we acknowledge the divinity in someone else, which is the same divinity within us. And that's basically what this card talks about. Now it is a number 5, I'm noticing, so there could be some changes going on for you when it comes to some of those closer love relationships. And then we have the medicine wheel. So I do feel like whatever's happening during eclipse season is kind of putting you into a reflection period. It's kind of where we start to look at our deep past, our roots. We also look at anything toxic from the past that needs released and healed. And then ultimately, we kind of look at our future and what we want. And then we step out and we start making it happen. So the medicine wheel kind of talks about like this healing journey that we go through, and then eventually we come out on the other side ready to create the next chapter of our life. So let's see. We're going to look at each of the positions here in the cross and clarify them as we go. But I will say that these readings have been lasting about 25-30 minutes, which is a little bit longer than our normal weekly readings. So Heads up on that. All right, in the heart of the matter, we have the Strength card. So trying to find some strength, some courage here to do something. Could certainly be dealing with a Leo, but it's kind of like this energy of taking control of something, mastering a part of ourselves that may seem a little bit wild, a little bit untamable, in order to move forward, essentially. So let's see what that might be for you. What do we have? The Strength card showing up for Scorpio. We have the Queen of Swords. So there's that choice, perhaps, that clarity. And, you know, the Queen of Swords, she can cut things out. She uses that sword to cut out any kind of unhelpful energy, anything that does not resonate with her truth. And the Queen of Wands. So some more Leo here. To me, this is like confidence, having the confidence to maybe even sever something here. Now, the Six of Cups is showing up as the challenge, so this could be a love relationship. And it very well may send you into a healing journey of a kind, of a sort. So, with the Six of Cups being in the challenge, you know, this kind of pulls at our heartstrings, right? It's a connection that we have with someone from the past, or someone that we have a lot of history with. And it's very near and dear to our hearts. So, with that showing up as the conflict, the challenge that you may be experiencing here, this could definitely be a romantic relationship or an old friendship, perhaps, that is maybe overstayed its welcome. You could perhaps feel like you've maybe even outgrown this situation, and what you're trying to do is find the confidence and the strength to cut it out of your life. The Six of Cups, we have the Knight of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. So it could very well be that this person from your past could be coming forward trying to make a love offer to you, and you are not so sure about that. You're kind of guarded up. You've maybe had enough. It's been something you worked hard at, and it just, kind of put you through the ringer, right? Now in the deep past, we have the Six of Wands, which again is some more Leo energy. But it's victory, it's recognition for something. So let's see what that's about in the deep past, kind of the roots of the reading. And I want to say, for some of you, I think probably now this is only going to be some of you, but for some of you, I do feel like you're used to being in a position where you're recognized for your hard work, your achievements, your ability to go toe-to-toe with a conflict and come out victorious. And I feel like for some of you, this person, this important connection that you had, was not able to give you the recognition. And that's just an intuitive message coming through there. We have the High Priestess and the Five of Cups. So it does feel like perhaps there's been something calling to you from an intuitive place within you that made you realize that there was not going to be success with this relationship. It could be something you've been sitting with for some time, with it being in the deep past position. For others of you, I do feel like perhaps there may have been some things going on behind the scenes here with this person. Things that maybe were kept hidden from you. Maybe they were gaining a lot of attention from other people that had no business giving them attention, if you know what I'm saying. And that caused a lot of pain here, or doubt, right? So in the past position, we have the Three of Wands. So we have this expansion energy. It's kind of like he's looking out on the horizon and kind of, I mean, it's this wide open space, right? And there's, you know, potential in any direction that he looks. So why do we have this expansion energy? We have the Four of Cups. And the Justice card. So it could be that this person that you're dealing with may have wanted to take this relationship to the next level with you. They may have wanted to get married. And I feel like for Scorpio, I feel like the feeling was, yeah, there's no growth here. This is not growing. This is, I don't see it. I have doubts. I don't think that it's going to be successful. And so you may have received an offer of expansion, but decided it was not going to happen. It could also be that this relationship dynamic stopped growing because a divorce took place recently in more recent history here. Now, to me that makes sense because Scorpio, based on your chart, the Taurus eclipse that is taking place is in your 7th house of marriage. And it is a full moon eclipse. So you could be dealing with some endings when it comes to those, you know, very sacred relationships in your life. So it could be an end of a marriage, could be an end to some strong friendships that have been around for a long time. And I feel like the reason they are ending is because there is no room for expansion there. There's no room for growth anymore. It's kind of had its day, basically. Now, in your potential, or what you're thinking about here, we have the Ace of Cups. So it could very well be that you've kind of got your mind set on a new love beginning, and that is where you see your expansion happening. Why do we have the Ace of Cups? We have the Devil, so it could be dealing with a Capricorn, and the Sun. So some more Leo here showing up here. I think it's kind of interesting. Let me get one more on that Devil card. We have the Seven of Cups. So I feel like what you're kind of thinking about is like, is the next beginning when it comes to romance going to be just like the situation from the past? The reason I say that is because we have that Sun energy showing up, and there's some Leo that's come up so far in your reading. And then we also have this Seven of Cups clarifying the Devil card. So there could actually be some fear of a new beginning with anyone here because you're afraid it's going to be toxic. You're afraid it's going to be a big house of cards. You may have some fears that this person, or that maybe it's not even a person that's bringing this cup to you. It could just be that what you're thinking of is that you don't want to repeat a cycle from the past, and perhaps that past cycle was something that was confusing and maybe loaded with some deceit. I mean, we did have that High Priestess show up in the deep past where something could have very well have been hidden from you. And so now you're like, is everyone that comes forward from a romantic standpoint going to be deceptive? Are they going to be just like this person that I've dealt with in the past? But I'm also getting that for many of you, what you want is a new beginning that's actually, you know, happy and free and light and good and not deceptive and confusing and maybe even shrouded in illusion, right? So in your future position, we have the Nine of Swords. So definitely a stressful time. This could certainly be related to stepping into this medicine wheel and really kind of doing some of that healing work and looking at the pain and stress that this dynamic has essentially put in your lap for you to deal with. Why do we have the Nine of Swords? We have the Emperor and the Two of Swords. So I do feel like there's a bit of a fear of taking control, making that choice. Similar to this conflict energy, you know, finding the confidence to cut this out is, you know, is still being a struggle right now. And it could very well be because, you know, perhaps if this is a divorce situation, it hasn't concluded. We have the Ace of Wands. So you could also have an Aries or an Emperor energy coming into your experience here that is offering a new beginning to you, and that is making you feel a little bit stressed. You may feel like you need more time, more healing time, after having put an end to something in the past. With that medicine wheel coming up, you know, there's a healing journey here. You know, your second house is being activated by the Sagittarius eclipse, which is, you know, your resources, your self-confidence. And so your confidence with this Queen of Wands showing up has clearly been knocked by this situation. And I think you're having to kind of rebuild that, take control, and go through a healing process here. So you may not feel very confident about starting anything new here with this Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands here, right? Now your advice to yourself is Nine of Pentacles. What you really want to focus on is yourself, being independent, you know, perhaps rebuilding your finances, rebuilding that independence that may have seemingly been lost when in this dynamic in the past, right? Where do we have the Nine of Pentacles? We have the King of Pentacles. So that's some Taurus, Virgo. Yeah, and Six of Swords. So it does feel like you're wanting to move on from a marriage, potentially, for some of you. You want to move on and be single. Your advice to yourself is to become single. That King of Pentacles can be a long-term relationship that you've decided to end here, right? For others of you, if that does not resonate, I do feel like you want to move into more abundance for yourself, more stability for yourself, and you know, kind of just rebuild that foundation for yourself, so that in an energy of being single, you're stable and abundant on your own. Now, in the environment, we have this card called the Well, and it's actually an extra card in this deck, which is the Ethereal Visions Tarot deck. And it's called the Well, and it's kind of like a wishing well. There could be some things kind of coming into manifestation here. being created here in your environment that you may have hoped for at one point. You may have even forgot about it at one point. Let's see. We have the Three of Wands, that expansion energy, and the Four of Pentacles. So it could very well be that your own security, your own stability is improving here. You could actually be either earning more money or seeing an improvement in, you know, just your security overall, whether that's financial or just like, you know, home. You could actually be moving here with this energy. Now with the King of Cups, this is your hopes and fears. We have you showing up here, Scorpio. So let's get some more on that. New beginning. You want a new beginning for yourself. You want to move on and take control. That looks really good. Now the outcome, we have the Death card. So certainly an ending happening here. This is also your energy. You're coming in very strongly here, Scorpio. So some rebirth as well. You know, the Death is the end of a cycle, and that allows the beginning of a new cycle. What do we have? Death here. Look at that, the Strength card. So that beginning energy comes through here. You find that you have the inner ability, the gumption, it's almost like this feeling of, actually, I almost feel like, you know, I get this visual of someone standing kind of like in an earthquake. And even though the earth is shaking, they are completely solid and still, like within themselves. So that feels really good. We also got the Page of Pentacles here. So definitely some potentials when it comes to manifestations as part of this outcome. Could even be getting some offers come in as well. Kind of that rebirth. There's plenty of manifestation energy showing up here with the Well and that Page of Pentacles. So it looks really good. I hope that was helpful, Scorpio. And again, check down below for all those dates for those lunations, so you can kind of keep track of timing for yourself. And good luck with this eclipse season. I will see you in the next one. Bye.